Hi friends, I'm sitting outside here today and kind of excited to play with this light wish I showed you the other day in my cabinet. It's a little plein air box and I have a large plein air, but this one's pretty cool because I could travel with it. I could easily throw it into my backpack or my luggage or even my purse. Sitting at an airport I could paint. So you put your water dish right in here, and this is all magnetic, so it holds really well when it's folded up. It's got a brush area, which I like. You could put even your brush pen in there, and it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's got 24 little areas. I put my MEEDEN paints in there. It's also got a little mixing palette, and then they give you this little clip if you want to clip some paper up on here. So I'm going to show you how I used it. I'm also checking out the Light Wish brushes. So we'll see what we think about those. All right, are you ready? Let's get painting. Hi friends, I'm back. Okay, kind of a funny story. I have tried to video this 3 times because I had a big old airplane go by, all kinds of silly things. I really wanted to show you this plein air box though, because I think it's pretty cool for numerous reasons. Number one, it's made really well. Like, it's got a nice weightiness to it. And by the way, you can hook it to an easel the way I showed you the other day. I just screwed it onto my not easel, my tripod. But it's got a nice weight to it, and it's a nice size. You could throw that in your purse, your backpack. You could easily bring it with traveling, hiking. I could see if you had a layover, sitting in an airport using this would be really great, because wait till you see. So it's got some really cool magnets here, and I say cool because it really holds it all together. You can feel how well that's made. It's got this here. I'm assuming you could either put maybe a water brush in there or just set your paper in there. I'm going to paint flat because it's just easier for me. That's kind of my go-to way of painting. So you open it up here, and it's actually stays closed up really well because of those little magnets. I'm going to set my water in here, which I already filled up. And then I've got MEEDEN paints in here. So I'm just going to give those kind of a quick spray here. There we go. And I've got some water here that spilled. Let me just pick that up. Okay. And I'm gonna pick this up too because I spilled some of my water over there. And you get this cool little mixing palette. It's a little bit small, but keep in mind, if you're using this for travel or to hike with, you don't want too much there. So all right, I've got water around here and everything else. Sheesh. That's the challenge sometimes of painting plein air. You could use this in the house though too. I a lot of times will paint in different rooms, and this would be perfect for that because it's easy. It's very portable. All right, so this is the little flower I want to paint. And by the way, this paper, what is it? I think this is Winsor Newton paper. It's the only Winsor Newton paper I have. So there you go. It's really nice and weighty, 140-pound cold press. The other thing I got from them back in December was their 10 watercolor brushes. They're a synthetic squirrel. They're actually really nice. If you like a soft brush, you're gonna love these. These remind me of like a Neptune by Princeton or an Aqua Elite. The softer the brush, keep in mind, they hold a ton of water. So just keep that in mind. The brushes I'm going to use today, I'm going to go ahead and you get 10 of them, and you get a really great, by the way, variety. I think they did really well with that. You've got, all kinds of shapes and shaders and several rounds of different sizes, even this big one. You've got this flat brush, which would be great for landscapes. So anyway, there you go. This cat's tail, I love the cat's tail. Maybe we'll play with that today. Okay, so There we go. Great brushes. I love them. When you get your brushes, by the way, you want to make sure and get that coating off that they come with. I might not use this brush because my paper's kind of small and this is pretty big. Let's play with it and see. And then I might go in with, look at this nice tiny little brush they give you. That's perfect for some little fine lines and details with maybe your leaves. Okay, let's get started. You know what? I actually think this might be too big. So I'm sorry about that, guys. I'm going to go back to the number 10. Another little fun fact is, so this is Light Wishes number 10. Don't ever, you know, order a 10 in, say, a Princeton. It's all manufacturers. I don't know why they do this. All manufacturers have different sizes. So a Princeton's 10 may be completely different from a Light Wish. I always thought that was interesting. All right, I'm just going to paint some fun little daisies. So let's go into the center here. And I'll put some of that on my palette. Let's see, what color is that? That's an olivey green. I've got a brown in here. And I'm just gonna go into the center and tap in. Now, because I'm painting outside, it's a little bit harder for me to get wet and wet because there's just a bit of a breeze. Tap it off. So, you know, wet and wet isn't going to be so easy out here. And then let's use this yellow. I got to work kind of fast. And boy, these brushes are so soft. Point, press, and come out. Ooh, look at that pretty color. Isn't that so fun? Point, press, and I tell you what, guys, this soft brush, really easy to get that width on. Point, press, point, press, point, press. Look at the pretty colors, that dark brown. Isn't that great? I'm going to go into the top with a light yellow. So let's just grab some of that yellow. I love these little daisies. I think they're so fun. Let's do another one here. I actually was able to get a little bit of wet and wet, so that's kind of cool. I'm just going to tap in. I'm going to use a little bit more water than I might normally because it is drying so quickly out here. I hike quite often with my paints too, so this would be perfect. And I apologize for that noise in the background. The cars and such. I'm going to listen to this after and hopefully it isn't too distracting. And then let's go and add in our little button there. The button top, I love these flowers. I get them in my front yard and they're so fun. So point, press, pick up some more, point, press, and I want to get that. I want to drag it out like that. A little bit of orange, point, press, point, press, point, press, point, press. Look how fun. We could even add some little ones maybe in the background, like that. Such a fun little flower. These are my favorite. When I do my workshops here in person, these are always my go-to to teach, especially my beginners. There you go. And maybe we can, well, I'm going to go ahead and add another one up there because I made a little dot. These brushes work really, really well. I think, you know, when people ask, should I use the softer brushes? Should I use the lighter? I feel like whatever you originally learned on is probably what you should use. I learned on back a long time ago, way before YouTube and everything else. They had us spray the Velvet Touch. So that's just kind of what I used because that's what I was told to use. So, you know, I think it's really individual what you choose. soft brush or a snappy brush. I think a snappy brush is a little bit better for beginners, to be quite honest, because the softer the brush, it just holds so much water, and that's usually where beginners have the biggest challenge, is with that water control. Point, press, lift, point, press, lift. Let's just keep going. Well, there goes another airplane overhead, guys. Point, press, point, press. Look at that. Isn't that fun? This is really a fun little palette to paint with. I'll definitely be taking this out with me. And then let's get some of that green. There we go. And create some fun little stems. I love making wiggly stems. Almost makes them feel like they're dancing, right? And then I think I'm gonna play with, they have in here, which is really fun, that dagger brush. So I'm gonna make some leaves with that. Let's actually, I'll do some little dabs here. I like to add in a variety of leaves. I was a little bit concerned with how small the water dish is, which it would have to be, because if you're out hiking, you don't want to bring a big old jug of water, right? But it's actually plenty. And then let's play with our dagger. Looks like a sword. And I'm going to pick up some of that paint. Oops, that's a brown. Let's get some green here. There we go. I love leaves with a dagger brush. Watch this. The tip, especially with a really soft brush like this, you can get such a fine little line, you guys. So point, drag it to the side. Ooh, see that? Perfect leaf, you guys. Point, press. You almost, I mean, this almost feels like I'm cheating. Point, press. Kind of covered over that little leaf I made there. Point, press. I mean, so easy with this dagger. Let's try that again. So I could do the line, tip, very light tip, just activating that tip. Look at that, a perfect leaf every time. There we go. And maybe we have some leaves coming out here. Point, press. Kind of in the background. Point, press. Point, press. Just for some interest, right? I think I might even go in with a little different color. So Light Wish, this is a great little palette. I actually really like it. Point, press. I knew I would though, because I like my travel palettes. Point, press. I think they're fun. Point, press. Perfect leaf every time. And right now I was just mixing some of the green with the yellow I had in my palette. So it kind of came up with this green. A dagger brush, though, keep in mind, you can always double dip them really easily. So I've got some green there. Pardon the motorcycle in the background, my goodness. Point, press. Look at that. So fun. I think I got enough leaves. I just have so much fun with this. I kind of want to make more. Maybe we could bring a leaf out here just so I can play. Point, press. Yeah, look at that. Point. So dragging this brush sideways, you can really get some fun shapes with your leaves. With the daggers, they can be a little tricky, so just play with them. I'm going to lighten up that value now. So I added water, scraped it off, and we can go inside here and add some, and they're going to fall back into the background. The last thing I might do here, I don't want to do too much, I want to keep this kind of simple, is just maybe add some little brownish yellow lines. So let's get a little bit more of that. I might add a tiny bit of orange and some of that brown. Look at that fine line this can get. I love a brush that has multi-uses. That's always fun to me. So if you do want a little bit of detail in there, there you go. You got your detail. just like that. All right, everybody, I hope that was fun for you. Definitely check out this plein air kit because, again, if you like to travel like me, I love anything that's portable. This is super portable. You get a ton of paints, which has been a problem for me in the past. They don't, you know, on a small palette, they don't want to give you enough pans, but this is 24 pans. I mean, I've got every color I need there. And they're brushes. I'm glad I got these. They're pretty cool. You get 10 of them, and they give you a really great variety. And I think this was really fun. I hope you check it out. I will put the link below as always. Thank you for watching my tutorials. I am so glad. The message I keep hearing is you guys are getting this courage to try. And I'm even hearing I quit painting years ago and I'm back again. That makes me so happy, you guys, because you know what? We're all artists. What kind of artist and what style, that's always unique. Don't compare yourself to others. You got your own style. And, you know, just play and figure out what really brings you the most joy. All right, everybody, I will see you soon. Happy painting. Thank you, Lightwish, for a great product. I love it, and I will definitely be sticking that in my backpacks to go. And happy painting. I'll see you all soon.